for here. I will try to share with my screen with all of you. Well, so for those that don't know who we are, the Observatory of Tourism in Barcelona is located in Catalonia, specifically in the region of the province of Barcelona. That means it's not just the municipality of Barcelona, but as well all the region surrounding it. The Observatory of Tourism of Barcelona City and Region is a joint project between the City Hall, the Regional Hall, the Chamber of Commerce, and the Barcelona Tourism. That means the DMO and the DM and the marketing and management organization of this region. And it's important because it's a joint project that with all these 2 points of view, management and marketing, and that is why many of the answers is trying to give some insights on tourism intelligence and how to be better in making decision making. As you may know, these are our own topics of main areas of analysis that we tend to analyze every year, and citizens' opinion is one of the key issues. As an observatory, we don't do the questionnaire. Actually, the city and the region do 2 separate ones, which are really aligned and have many questions in common, just to be shareable. But it's important to notice that the realities of the city and the region are so different in some cases that it's needed to be something specifically. So let's get in deep. For instance, in the city is run by the City Hall. It's just for the municipality. It's been conducted since 2007. So it's almost 15 years doing citizens perception. It's called Barcelona Perception and Future Expectation. It has changed a little bit during the years, for sure the questions and for sure the scope. And the pandemics has changed as well many of our questions to be more specific of the time being and how it has adapted. As for the region, the topic, it's called Citizens' Opinions on Barcelona Region Tourism. It's since 2017, is done by the Regional Council institution, and it's mainly done in the Barcelona metropolitan area, almost 50% of the scope, because it's where many people live. As you may know, Barcelona province has over 4.5 million citizens, and up till today, this year, 2020, it has arrived almost 21 million visitors. So let's get in deep a little bit more on the methodology. This is the 2022 methodology. I will share with you some 2021 data, which is the year that we had already closed. So this is the universe is for people that has over 18 years old. It's living more than 6 months in Barcelona city. The sample is around 1,200 interviews. This has decreases after the pandemic because it used to be around 4,000 to be able to have representativity for each neighborhood. Right now, as you may see a little bit below in the sample method is right now we are trying just to get enough information to have distinguished within the tourist neighborhoods and non-touristic neighborhoods, as well as sex and age, nationality and occupation. It's done by telephone. It used to be face-to-face, but it has changed due to the pandemic, and right now it's by telephone again, as it used to be in 2007. There's an allocation for how many people live in each territory, so it has representative for all the city and weighted to be answer all these internal measurings, like as I said, territory, sex, and age, and it's around an error of 3.1 overall sample. You can have all the results fully online. It's completely reliable. And as well for the region, as you may see, is a little bit different. It's not a question during all the year. It's just 2 samples, one in spring and one in autumn. The region has 2 really polarized areas. It's the Pyrenees, and on the Pyrenees you have in winter a lot of people, in summer less people, and there's the coast, which is completely the opposite. In summer many people, and in winter not so much. So that's why spring and autumn are before and after the peak season of each area, and this is why they are choosing these 2. Here is the explanation of the methodology of the autumn wave of 2022. It was for people over 16, it's a little bit younger, for around 891 interviews. It's a stratified sample as well, but in this case for size of municipality, sex and age. And as I said, is many people live in the metropolitan area, except Barcelona. Here is samples. That's why it's around 400 in the metropolitan area and 403 in the metropolitan region, which is a little bit larger, and the rest of the province is just around 85 interviews. It's weighted for each territory, and the sample error at the area is 3.4. So this is how we do it, but let's say some results and some application. There are many questions. The most popular one, it's been running since 2007. It's, do you think that, that tourism is rather beneficial for Barcelona or rather harmful? This is for the Barcelona city. As you may see, it's been quite stable during all the years, except until 2019, 2017, that it's starting to converge to the middle. Right now, it has decreased up almost to the 70%. They hit is rather beneficial, and around 18% it's harmful. But what is interesting is the increase of people that really are in the middle. They don't know if it's rather beneficial or harmful. As for the region, they have the same question since 2007 as well, quite stable. It's not as polarized as merging as in Barcelona, but as well you can see that I don't know if it's harmful or beneficial, none of them is the one that is increasing year by year. These two questions are after that included in our system of indicators for tourism sustainability that we are running and monitoring every year. And here you can see in the social cultural area, it's how many people, percentage of residents that consider tourism rather beneficial, and in how it's increasing. Here is the explanation. As I said, it's starting to converge every year, that people really don't know, but it's a little bit less that people are still really interested in tourism, and the pandemic has changed too much the point of view. Another question of the survey that is as well on seats, instead of giving you all the information, I just will highlight it. Here's the percentage of residents that consider the destination is reaching the limit of its capacity to absorb tourism. And this question has been not asked in Barcelona city the last couple of years because there were no one, so this one's misleading, this answer. So in that case, we have, you can see that it has increasing year by year on at least 18 and 19, that it has starting to reach its limits. Another example of question that it's ends up in some policymakers is this one here. The question is, in which aspects do you think tourism is beneficial or is harmful for the city? And here specifically, like it's positive, the economic activity for jobs, for food, beverage, publicity in the city, but it's not so good for the antisocial and bad behavior or low-cost tourism or the over-tourism. But what it's nice is, it's nice to see is that you may see that all the percentage has decreased. So people are not so keen to be so against or pro tourism, but it's starting to go to the middle point. The same happens in the region. It's a slightly different question. This is which is the most positive part of tourism or which is the most negative, but it's more or less the same. It changed a little bit of how over tourism is huge in the region rather in the city, but it's more point of view for the economic impact. It's much more seen on the region. Here, it's one of the measures that it has been as a consequence of this questionnaire. This is for the city hall, specifically Barcelona. They have created a compilation of actions and on the mobility and creation and new stations of how the city and try to avoid the negative impact of tourism in the city. So that's why they have created some things like, for instance, creating new maps, creating new association of where you to kind of speak up and give information of the city sense. There's some studies on how the taxation of tourism has been recovered to the citizens and which actions have been taken part, so which part of the budget of the government has been dealing with tourism as expenses as well as have been growth and be able to do more stuff here. I will not want to go further because I will eat many times. So if you need something, all this information, you can link it in our website for sure, or you can contact me and have any extra information you may need. Thank you so much.